Now, when we talk about emotional intelligence, right, why is it important, right? Now, if you look at Daniel Goleman, right, intelligence, he breaks down into 5 categories. The first one is self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. First and foremost, self-awareness. So, if you are a leader and you need to help your staff to go through this difficult period, not only to do sales or to get more things done, and also like what Lalita said, encouragement, all this, right? We also need to get them aware of themselves. If they just sit there and do nothing, right, what's going to happen? That's number one. Number two, besides selling, what else can they capitalize on? What are their strengths and what are their weaknesses? And they must be willing to accept feedbacks and criticism. Okay, that's number one. Number two, self-regulation. Self-regulation means how do you regulate yourself by making sure that you do not exhibit disruptive behaviors. So every time you get upset, you feel down or whatsoever, how do you actually turn it around? Right? You just look at all of us here, right? Every single one of us here in this room is going through some problem. Am I right or not? There's nobody in this room, I can assure you, right? There's nobody in this room that doesn't have a problem one. Right? You look at me, right? I might sound very happy all the time, cheerful, which I am. I'm happy and cheerful all the time. These people know me, they know I'm always happy and cheerful. But does that mean I have no problem? It doesn't mean that, isn't it? Right? I am not able to see my mother for almost 5 months already. Why? Because she's in a nursing home. Because they don't allow us to go into nursing home. Right? Do I bitch about it? Do I get upset about it? Of course I'm upset about it, right? But do I tell people all the time? I don't. It's something that I cannot manage, that I cannot control. That I cannot control the situation, but I can control how I feel about the situation. Right? So what do? Well, phone calls, right? But phone calls is going to make it worse. She's going to cry when you hear my voice, right? So I don't want her to cry. So I can't even call her. If I do a video call, she's going to cry more, right? So I have not spoken to my mother for almost 5 months already. I only get updates from the nursing home. So I am aware that there are certain things I can do, certain things I cannot do. I'm trying not to show my anger. I'm trying not to show I'm upset, right? Disappointed, whatever. How do I motivate myself? Well, number one, I'm going to get myself vaccinated as soon as possible because I want to be in the herd. Okay. Number two, I'm going to keep myself at home, make sure that I don't get infected. That's my only thing I can do. And I'm telling myself, hopefully by next year, right, we can start traveling again. I'm going to motivate myself all the time because I like to travel. Right? And I can understand, right, from the other point of view, when my sister feels upset about this whole situation, I empathize with her. I understand how she feels because she's very close to my mother. Right? I can tell her, hey, look, cut it down, man, cut it out. Don't get so upset. Right? There's nothing you can do. But I won't say that, right? I'll say, look, I hear you. I understand what you're going through. But think about the other thing. You don't go, less chance of her getting infected. True? Always look at the bright side of things. So Lalita, what you're saying is true. 50 ringgit policy, premium also, right? It's also a done deal. Am I right? And we are very, very bad at giving praises, but we are very, very good at critiquing people. We're very, very good at telling people off when they don't do a good job. But when people do something good, right, we are very bad at telling them. So this is something that we should do. And this is what we always discuss in virtual, right? We say, look, guys, when we talk about virtual meetings, right, let's not talk about work. Yes, you will have your virtual meetings on work, but have virtual meetings on social. Because do we really even know what they are actually going through at home or not? Right? I tell you another one, right? I live in a nice neighborhood, not rich, nice neighborhood, okay? And 2 weeks ago, right, I was shocked. We were shocked in our community that one of the houses there with 3 cars, right, had a white flag in front. I just couldn't believe it. There was a white flag. White flag. A family with a few kids. He got no money because he lost his job. Right? Because he lost his job. So my point is, look, guys, it's not an ideal situation now, but we need to handle it. So in this case, for you, Heidi, right, The only thing I can tell you is this is a situation that most of us have never encountered before, right? There's no precedent set on this. And a lot of people, including yourself, including myself, don't know what to do when it comes to this situation, right? I'm just trying my very best. I'm using my EQ as much as I can. I'm trying not to lose it. Right? I'm trying to stay happy every single day. Right? You can ask Jade, okay, what are the things I'm going through now, right? I'm so upset. I just, right? But I'm just not going to talk about it, right? Because there's this thing I cannot control. I'm just praying that it will come, right? So I will just do the best I can. We cannot expect people to do the same things like they've been doing before the pandemic started. It's impossible, right? Look at myself and Jade, the training company here. Let's be very clear here. Before the pandemic happened, right, there was not one whole month, right? We have very few days free even to have a meeting because we are working almost every single day. True? We are traveling non-stop, we are working. Then suddenly the pandemic happened, right? What happened? Well, our number of training, right, has reduced significantly, right? Yeah. So we were even to a point, right? Well, can we actually survive this, right? Yet, how are we going to do this, right? Right? No sale. We can't do any sale. We can't sell anything, right? Because nobody wants to take the risk of doing training, right? But we persevered, right? We plodded along. We tried our very best, We gave free talks, We talk to people for free. We just do whatever we can, right? And we have a goal in mind. This is what we want, right? We want to increase the kind of trainings that we can do, right? The kind of programs that we can do, and we're actually doing more programs now. New programs, but it's not instant. And every single thing that we get, we celebrate. Am I right, Jade? Every single thing we get, we celebrate. No matter how big, how small, we celebrate. That is how you get people all motivated. Yeah, it's a 2-hour talk. Never mind, it's a 2-hour talk. Yeah, no, it's not much, but it's okay. Yay. Then when people see that, right, people tend to work more. And we don't just engage on work only. We engage socially online. How's everything? Then we have 1 hour of nonsense talk, just to get it off the chest. At least I know what's happening in Jade's life. I know what's happening in Erwan's life. I know what's happening. About Mubarak. Mubarak, sorry about your brother, right? The COVID, right? But at least I know, right? So if I don't know that Mubarak, I hope you don't mind, I just say, I just found out from Mubarak, his brother was tested positive. Okay, right? So if he never told me, right, I would say, hey, Mubarak, what happened to this, right? Why so late or whatever, right? That means I'm not using my emotional intelligence to have empathy on people, right? So if you have all these four in front, right, then your social skills will be much better. Social skills will be much better. That means you can engage with people without fear. You can engage people without any concern, because what you say, what you do, right, you're doing it correctly, right? You're doing it because you're sincere about it. Now, a lot of you come from different types of industries. Okay, I saw what you wrote there, Alex, okay? It's very sad, Alex. Okay, right? But Alex, I thank you for sharing that part, right? But you think about it, Alex, there's nothing much we can do anymore, isn't it? Life has to go on. Learn from what has happened and do something positive about it. True? So, in this case, if people have no sales, let's do something about it. What can we do? Instead of having team meetings after meeting, I see my son 3-hour meeting, right? In the end, he come out, he look all dazed, Yeah, he keep on telling me to do this, do that. Yeah, but I don't see any emotional support given to them at all. All the managers do is sell. Right? This is a strategy. Nobody asks, right? How are you feeling? Nobody asks, how's your family doing? Nobody asks, are you in trouble? Do you need help or not? Nobody asks. So this is where emotional intelligence comes to play. All right. You need to have IQ to work. Yeah. Right. IQ will get you the job that you want. but EQ will get you promoted. All right, right. You need to have a combination of both to be successful. Right. You need to have some technical know-how, and you need to have some emotional awareness to evaluate, to elevate the qualities in interaction. So I have also I'm a manager before. I've been a sales manager before. Right. So I work in the bank. I sell 3 products: mortgage, personal loan, and credit cards. When my people are not selling, what do most people do? Lecture, why are you not selling? Why are you not selling, right? It's quite common in any business. Sometimes it works, often it works for a short period of time, but in the long term, right, the staff will leave. Or the manager will resign, or manager will terminate the staff. So when we talk about emotional intelligence, our role as a leader, right? Our role as a leader, I think this is what Lalita said, right? Little things that we can do for our people to make them feel positive is so important in life. Every little thing, right? You might not think it's much, right? But what you do for the person, the little things that you say, means the world to the person. The little encouragement, the little extra that you go through with them, right, brings so much to them. So remember, we are living in a difficult time now. We are living in a time where it's quite unprecedented. There is no one-stop solution. You have EQ, everything's solved. No, it doesn't work that way, right? Because if people come to this training and think that EQ is the key to everything, right? It's not. You can know everything about EQ, but if you don't believe in it, right, it will never work for you. I'm a firm believer of EQ. Why? Because I've gone through it myself. Right? Difficult times like you. Right? It's easy for us to wallow on what has happened. It's easy for us to feel bad about it. But in the end, it's about us moving forward. Right? If you had met me 15 years ago, I think you probably won't recognize me that much. Not because I look better now, but it's because I'm not the person I am today. I was a bit more bitter. I was very bitter. I was argumentative. I just don't like to lose. But today, you can say whatever you want to me, right? I don't really care. Right? You can ask those people in L training, right? Everybody last time used to try to make me angry every single day, right? So far, nobody has made me angry yet, okay? They have never seen me lose my temper yet, okay? Because it's not worth it. Yeah. So, one of the things that we're having a challenge, that a lot of people are having a challenge now is this. So let me just share this with you. A lot of people are having a challenge with this. So when it comes to EQ, there are several things that you need to remember. When anybody is faced with adversity, that means we are faced with a challenge, right? We will react. We will do something about it. Okay. So when we talk about responding versus reacting, this is what we are talking about. This is what it looks like. This is your brain. Just imagine this is your brain. Okay, I know it doesn't look like one, but just imagine it's your brain. Okay. Now you see the front part, it says prefrontal lobes, right? It says prefrontal lobes. So it's over here. Okay. Then you see another one here. It's called the amygdala. Okay. It's inside somewhere at the back there. Now, every time you encounter a situation, these two parts of the brain will start working. Now, which part of the brain you use is very much dependent on you. Very much dependent on you. And it has to do with EQ. Right? One of the quadrants of the EQ is self-management or self-regulation, regulation, right? So how do you self-manage yourself? So self-management means you do not use you know how to suppress your disruptive emotions. Emotions are okay, but you need to suppress, you need to control your disruptive emotions. So if you look at this one, the front part, the prefrontal lobe, is called the, what do you call that? Thinking brain. Okay, the prefrontal lobe is called the thinking brain or the responding brain. The amygdala at the back is called the emotional brain. Okay, the emotional brain or the reacting brain. Now, tell me honestly, in your day-to-day, Which part of the brain do you use more when you encounter a situation? Be honest with yourself, because I don't know you, right? But be honest with yourself. How many of you think that you use the responding brain more often than the reacting brain? If you use the responding brain, that means the front, more often, raise your hand. Nobody, huh? Okay. How many of you think you use the back part of the brain? Raise your hand. More often. Using both. Now everybody says use both, right? Okay, but don't say back. Okay, now whether you use the back or front, it very much depends on situation. Okay, so Natalie, I'll take your answer as back first because you say back just now, right? Right. Now the rest of you, let me ask you this question. If you were to cross the road, today, let's imagine before COVID happened, before the pandemic, right? The road is very heavy traffic. You're crossing the road during lunchtime, and when you cross the road and you're on the phone, right? And suddenly this bus comes towards you very fast. You look up, the bus honk at you, almost going to hit you, right? Which part of the brain would you use to make a decision? Come, reply in the chat box if you want. Which part of the brain would you use to make a decision when the bus is coming straight towards you, almost hitting you? Which part of the brain will you be using to make a decision? Anyone? The front or the back?
A lot of answer on reacting, Chua.
Reacting, huh? Okay. Okay, Jane said more responding. Okay, reacting, react. Anybody say responding? Front. Natalie said front. Okay, Elaine reacting. Okay, Jane reacting. Okay, Alex reacting. Okay, so quite a few on react. One or two on responding. Okay, so I'm going to show you how it works. If you're going to use a responding brain, when you cross the road, right, and the bus comes, and you look at the bus and you use a responding brain, this is what's going to look like. Oh my God, there's a bus coming towards me. What should I do? Should I take 1 step forward or 3 steps backwards? That's called responding. You're using your thinking brain to think of what you want to do. Unfortunately, before you finish thinking, you're not going for lunch anymore, right? You're gone. But however, if you use your reacting brain, you're just going to look at the bus and shout some profanity and just jump. True or not? You're going to say shit and you can just jump, and there's a possibility you might be safe. Now, the reason why I illustrate the thinking and the responding brain and the emotional and the amygdala this way is because in everyday life, there are decisions coming towards you. True? Every single day, there are decisions coming towards you. Some buses very fast, some buses very slow, some never arrive at all. Correct? So you need to understand, using your EQ, if the situation is getting volatile, don't react. Respond. That means calm down. If you react, there's a good chance that you're going to do something that is wrong. Okay? There's a good chance that you will do something that is wrong. So, why is it so important in EQ? Because every time you do something wrong, right? If you what do you call that? If you start something or if you react in anger, it will always end in shame. So in this case, my staff is not performing. I'm angry now, right? So would you react or you respond? If you're angry, right, you will call the staff. Hello, I gave you training. I gave you equipment. I gave you processes, right? I show you how it's done. You're still not doing the cases. What's going on? That's angry. That's reacting because you're feeling upset. Versus responding. Hey, after the training we gave you, right, we noticed that you're not doing anything at all. Is there something else that we can help you with, or is it something that we are not understanding from you? That's a response. I know what you're thinking, right? Chua, it's so difficult to say this kind of thing now. I'm so upset now, right? But you need to. Day-to-day life, right? My son wake up 12:30 in the afternoon to have his breakfast. I could say, hello, you know what time we bought the breakfast for you? Now only you want to eat. Or I could say, wow, today 12:30, hope you had a good rest, right? I'm upset he woke up late, but can I do anything about it now? He's woken up late, right? So I'm going to choose to respond than to react. Because if I respond, he will respect me more. If I react, he will go back to sleep and he won't talk to me anymore. So in this current situation today, we need to respond more often than react now.